So, you're picking a tablet for yourself and you want something fancier. There's a lot more to think about when you're picking a tablet after you've worn down your first one, and obviously you'll still want to think about all those original things that you had in mind, but now you'll want to consider other things as well. I'll be sharing some of the things that I and other illustrators consider when purchasing a fancier tablet so that you can make a more informed decision and not make a costly mistake. If you don't know what you're doing or how you stumbled on this video or have never had an art tablet in your entire life, make sure to check out our beginner's guide to tablets first. If you want some suggestions for more advanced tablets that our instructors use, we have a blog on the subject where you can get actual tablet suggestions, link in the description. The first thing that you want to consider is your price range. You have bought a tablet before, someone's got one for you, maybe let's say you've saved up some money, maybe it's from commissions, maybe it's a part-time job, whatever. Are you going to go for something larger? Maybe something new, something grander, something bigger, right, for yourself? Maybe if you were working with something without a screen, maybe you want a screen tablet now. Make sure that you are considering everything that was mentioned in the previous video when buying a new tablet as well, right? Because more expensive doesn't necessarily mean that it's better for you, right? I have been working with like the same type of tablet since I was like 16, so don't think more money means better, right? Because everybody has a different budget, right? Whether your budget is big, whether your budget is small, maybe you have a big budget doesn't mean you need a big expensive tablet. The second thing to think about is recognizable brands. Do you have a brand preference? Some people do. I tend to prefer Wacom. Faye and Josh on the channel both use XPPen. I know Iggy uses Huion, right? iPads tend to be a popular choice against my students and artists who are on the go a lot, especially if you are a traveler having some kind of travel tablet. But brands tend to have consistency across their tablets, so based on the brand alone, usually you can generally guess the make and feel of the tablet itself. Maybe you'll want a brand with a better track record. Like maybe you didn't have one from before, maybe you kind of cheaped out, you just got like something real cheap off of Amazon. You didn't think about it, or you got a hand-me-down that you don't really know too much about, and you want to make that own decision for yourself. That's also totally cool. Some brands are a little more responsive to feedback than others, so make sure you are looking for a tablet brand that values community and appreciates honest feedback on their products so that they can constantly improve. Another thing that's really important is compatibility. Some tablets are not compatible with certain computers. I've worked with a couple that do not have compatibility with iOS, they don't have compatibility with Macs. The universal one that tablets tend to be compatible with is Windows. If you're strange and you use Linux, you're gonna have to be like a bit more dodgy with that sort of thing. I'm kidding, you're not strange if you use Linux. You're gonna have to think about that kind of compatibility because not every tablet works with every kind of computer. The third thing you might want to look into is touch sensitivity. More advanced or expensive tablets that plug into computers will have touch sensitivity, especially if it has a screen. But just because it has touch sensitivity and a lot of things have it, doesn't mean that you want it. Right? I actually tend to prefer without touch sensitivity. My tablet actually is touch sensitive. It is, I could use like touch gestures if I really wanted to, but I find I actually don't like touch sensitivity. No, some people prefer touch sensitivity and that's totally fine, right? So maybe that's something that's important to you. So you might want to look into that for the specs of the tablet. The fourth thing that you might want to consider is screen resolution. Is the pixel size large enough? Your screen resolution is different from the size of the tablet itself, okay? They also do not correspond. A small iPad has a larger screen resolution than my Wacom, okay? And a iPad mini is smaller than my Wacom, right? So anything that's lower than 1920 by 1080, probably too small. Anything lower than that, especially for modern computers, modern screens, it's just a little too tiny, I think. Anything larger is super, super high resolution. Many on-screen tablets as well can actually double as a second monitor if you want that, but they also have the option of mirroring your second screen if you have a second screen. But you need to keep your computer requirements in mind when it comes to display power. If your computer can't handle more display power, it's gonna, you know, it's not gonna operate too well. So if you've got like something still running like Windows 8 and it's chugging every day and you're like, I got my new 24-inch tablet, I'm gonna plug that bad boy in, it is going to fry your computer alive. So make sure your computer is high-end enough. Yeah, to each their own. So keep screen resolution in mind. Thanks so much to XPPen for sponsoring this video and for sending us their new Artis Pro 24 Generation 2 tablet. This tablet sports an impressive 24-inch across size, truly being built for professional artists with dedicated art workspaces. Not only this, but it's the first of its kind in the industry, being a 24-inch tablet with a Calvin verified color certification. It also comes with not one, but two kinds of pens, an artist's glove, a wireless and mobile key dial with various essential shortcuts programmed in, and international adapters. All this, and it's still half the price of other industry standard tablets that come with far less. For a limited time, XPPen is offering up to 20% off on these tablets, link in the description below. We talked about it briefly before. Number 5 thing you're going to want to think about, software compatibility. Okay, do you have the correct software to connect the tablet that you're hoping to get? Some tablets will connect to things like Chromebooks because they are Windows or Mac exclusive. Not all computers will allow you to download the correct software. Not all computers will allow you to download the correct drivers or anything like that. Like I've got like a big like custom built like PC, right? And obviously not everybody can have that. But that in that case, you need to find some kind of tablet that is compatible with whatever computer you're using, right? So make sure you double check that you have up-to-date software in order to operate the tablet that you want. Number 6 thing that you're going to want to think about is hardware compatibility. Okay, does your computer have the correct stuff that you need to physically connect your tablet? Some screen tablets require an HDMI connection, and many modern laptops don't have those anymore. So you might need an HDMI converter, right? You might need extra USB connections, so on and so forth. Right, so you double check that your computer has the plugins that you actually need, or else you may need to go shopping for plug adapters. Because yeah, the big tablets that have screens, HDMI is the thing that lets the screen be a screen, so you might need to look into that. 7th thing you want to think about is, does your tablet need external power? My Cintiq needs to be plugged into an outlet as well as plugged into my PC, but my Surface has a battery all on its own. Some tablets only need a USB connection to power on. I know some modern tablets, again, I mentioned it earlier, do like the USB-C to USB-C. Not all tablets do that. Some of them need like HDMI and need a power source and need to plug into USB-C. Wacom has like a proprietary cable, which by the way is really expensive and it's really hard to get, but it has a kind of proprietary cable that puts them all into one. Most screen tablets will need a power source of some kind, a power source, or need to be charged. Needing an external source of power does not make the tablet great for portability. Needing an external source of power means that you need to constantly be next to an outlet of some kind. Maybe you're okay with that, like me. Like you just want a stationary tablet, and like that's cool. Like if you're upgrading to like a 24-inch tablet, if you want that thing to be portable, you're choosing a 24-inch tablet. It's not going to be portable. So that one I can't help you with. And number 8, if all else fails, do not forget to look at user reviews or warranties or return policies, anything like that. Check out the warranty, check out the return policy. If you buy the tablet, you're not super sure about it, but you're kind of liking what you're hearing, make sure that it has a return policy, just in case it turns out you actually don't like it, or if the tablet is broken upon you receiving it, maybe you get your money back, maybe you're able to send it back, and maybe they can send you a replacement if it turns out you do like it and it's just broken. Make sure that you are looking into those, make sure you're making those kinds of decisions, and it will all get easier for you. When you're more seasoned as a digital artist, you may know what you want, but don't know how to articulate it. So hopefully this video helped you out a little bit if you are searching for a new and more industry standard tablet for yourself. Join a virtual class in seconds and learn live from professional artists. Enjoy weekly assignments, individual guidance, and real-time feedback on your artwork so you can create like a fearless illustrator. If you learned something new, please like and share this with a fellow art nerd. If you love receiving quality and free arts education, subscribe. Here's a couple other videos you can check out next.